Welcome to. Let's try a new voice. Welcome to the XYZ podcast.
Add some charisma into it. That'd be great.
More charisma. Fuck.
For once.
Shit. Listen, people, this is going to be a very important podcast in your life. This is going to change things. We are here with the XYZ podcast with my main man, Mr. Christian Breaker.
Good day.
Researching facts as we speak, and Mr. Dean Ira.
That's me.
And this is an alpha male podcast, or a sigma, or a beta, or
I like to identify as beta male.
or you're a woman. And do women have betas and alphas?
Yeah.
And, they do, don't they? Have
They're
alpha
omega, and you
females?
can't disagree with it.
It's also fish oil, I think. Is
What?
you get omega fish oil?
Okay,
Is this a
Harry,
pussy
this
joke?
is his
No,
knowledge
I'm-
of women. They got omega fish oil.
No, you can buy that in capsules from.
I heard something interesting about male and female fact that you'd like, Harry. It turns out in the last month or something of pregnancy, if your mom's testosterone isn't too high, you'll end up with a tiny penis.
Is that real?
Apparently, I don't know. Fact check that
So
shit.
does that mean that dads should be fucking their pregnant wives more
Why?
to get the more?
I think it's like more like she has to get testosterone. Her testosterone level should be normal, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah. But then I was thinking, this can't be true, because then if that was, I'd be fucking hung like a horse. I'm butch, yo.
It's true. You have a scary fucking mom.
Oh, shit.
All right, so we got a hot topic for today. You want to hear the hot topic?
Go on, Harry.
Would you let AI be your boss?
Let's go broader, even where it's like AI in general, the future of stuff and how it's going to change and impact everyone. So it's not like, oh, it's only your boss. It's like, it's now your doctor giving you a prostate exam, or, it's your new bus driver, or the person handing you coffee in the morning. What's the limit of your, existence with AI, and would you let them do it?
I think a lot of people would go for the prostate exam because you could then say
Yeah.
it's not gay if it's AI.
I don't mind if it's a little gay. Like, I would have preferred a outwardly gay doctor giving me a prostate exam than the fucking closeted homophobic asshole who just snuck his fingers in there when he didn't have to. That guy was a goddamn creep.
What about this though? So if you're fucking an AI, it's not bestiality. It's not.
This machiniality.
It's machiniality. What is it?
It's
I
not.
get-
It's just technologically.
If you're fucking a robot, what's?
Come on, Harry.
what's
You must have fucked a robot by now.
I'm sorry to bring this to sex immediately, but
Sometimes it felt like it.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. No,
Robotic.
No, I don't know. I guess it comes to the point where it's that iRobot story. It's when robots have their own rights. So at the point where robots get rights, this whole thing becomes a problem.
Then you got to ask consent from them, or what?
Yeah, because I don't know what's
a real
there was
problem,
some
man.
fucked up sci-fi book I read where you had robots that are basically there for being abused. So every
it's a new slavery.
every horrible male fantasy.
But we abuse our technology now already.
Yeah.
Think about your iPhone. You think your iPhone wants to fucking aid you in what you get up to?
But let's start on the boss question.
Yeah, because my big question is, if the AI becomes better and better, right? Does that also mean that by better it becomes more human? Therefore, could you have an AI that's narcissistic?
No, because if they become
it's-
more human, that's making it worse and worse versus the efficiency of machine.
What does that mean?
Well, but you've gone straight to the narcissism. You're straight to
Yeah, because
recreating the boss.
bosses are dickheads. So what does that mean?
Yeah,
Well,
remove the dickhead version of it.
Here are some things that an AI boss is going to give you. It's going to give you decisions quickly. That's the number one problem with a lot of bosses, that they
Yeah.
delay everything. It's going to at some level be predictable or deterministic. versus your boss that, I don't know, had a shitty weekend and on Monday morning he's screaming at people. Like, you're not going to get you at least current AI, you're not going to get emotion from it. So that's an advantage. And yeah,
The real world story I've heard from this is that, I don't know if I've talked to you guys about it before, but there would be a AI project manager / boss of a certain project, right? And you input the output of what you expect from the project, and then the AI will would kind of give out the expected results to, like, outsource them to the people capable of producing those things, right?
yeah,
And then collect all of that, put it together, and output the desired, results, right? So then technically your boss, you're no longer working for a company, you're working for an AI who's communicating with you directly for a certain thing and learning from you as you go to make it more efficient.
yeah.
So it's like just getting an email from like a project manager saying, we need this and this and this by then, and you give it to them, and then they'll give you feedback, etc.
But isn't that already happening?
Yeah.
Like there are, like, Amazon is a great example for this. They have completely replaced line management in for the packers. Or what are they called, pickers or whatever? The people that actually go and find the shit that you ordered.
Those
they
the
are
bots.
communicating. Yeah, they're mostly communicating. They're mostly communicating through apps with AIs and algorithms. There's a great show. I have to find the podcast by Jake Hanrahan. Jake Hanrahan did a podcast about Megacorps. That's the name of the. That's the name of the podcast actually now.
Megacorps.
Megacorps, and
giant
fat
dead
dick
thing.
guy.
Giant dead thing.
giant body. Megacorp. And they're talking to people that actually work on the Amazon floors, and they haven't seen a line manager for months at time. They might see a psychologist off and on.
They need that more than a line
Yeah.
manager. Yeah.
But never a line manager. And apparently, every single step that you do, it's like the Amazon Fitbit. It basically tracks you, and as you said, Dean, like, to make you more efficient, it just just tells you when to rock up and when to go home and when to take a break, and it's micromanaging. Humans become like fleshy robots.
Tools, yeah. Fleshy robots.
But that's a startup I would do because
Wait, what?
Flesh
no,
robots.
most managers love micromanaging because they're retarded. And so I would have thought a pitch for an app is that the problem with micromanagement is it doesn't scale until now. And you build an app to enable micromanagers to micromanage at scale. And it's got all kinds of features like assign project to multiple people without telling them. So it's just like a command you type.
Yeah.
And automatically, like an hour before you're supposed to deliver, it tells you, oh, we don't need it now anyway. we can scale every management bad practice into
It's
an app.
called, the name of the company is Micro Command Unified Network Tool. Microcont.
But I don't know. I mean, I would be willing.
Hang on, I quickly have to take this.
Okay, let's hit an edit point.
No, wait. At a point.
Should I? Okay. This is.
You cut for that motherfucker?
No, not okay. Hang on. Can you hear me? My friend, Bilge. No, Bilge.
The comedian that's coming to Switzerland from Iceland. Try on WhatsApp. Because this whole Apple shit doesn't work.
Shit.
You don't have her on WhatsApp. You sure it's not connected to some AirPods or something? Dean's getting most annoyed by it. Just hit the call button, man.
Continue.
Okay, wait, hold
Nice. I do apologize. I'm being a travel agent at the moment.
up.
But the thing, to me, the thing about having an AI as boss is there's so many things about bosses. The biggest problems I've seen with bosses is things like being irrational in decision making.
But this is all human traits, you know, and the corporate culture already is so flawed from top to bottom that AI would just improve everything and make everything a bit better because it cuts out all the bullshit.
True, but it's all. I think the downside in the Amazon warehouse is a perfect example. It's going to be optimized to squeeze the blood out of you, basically.
Yeah,
but that's so okay. The algorithm technically is purely built on capitalism.
Yeah.
So that's where it goes. It will go to the point of destroying the workforce, because if you are a pure capitalist, workforce is endless. And you can go through and churn through as much workforce as you want, because this is the Amazon model too, by the way. It's like if you keep churning through new stuff all the time, they are incapable of organizing.
Exactly, and a computer would make that more efficient.
Jesus.
But maybe
Christ.
this is where it kind of like law written around worker rights and worker culture would integrate well with AI, so that it's forced to give them an appropriate amount of breaks, make them work a certain amount of hours, and then pay them exactly on time.
That already sounds all horrifying.
It's horrifying, but this is not AI fault, is it?
But okay, let's go down this rabbit hole then. Let's assume there's a bug, and the AI is actually funny. You have actually a good boss. Like someone fucked up an algorithm and capitalism is out of the window. And
all right,
and
like that'll happen.
Yeah, and the AI is kind of like a benevolent AI.
He's
But I
just
think-
secretly trying to bring down the company.
Fuck the system. What do you mean dividends?
Yeah, he read Megacorps and now was like, we have to kill the mega corporation.
There needs to be a workplace accident every 3 days to keep staff motivated.
Yeah.
That's
Like-
what the
it's
AI
like-
figures out. We can get best performance if there's death.
This threat of death. They watched Hunger Games once and just put
Fuck
that into
me.
the program.
Jesus Christ.
your workplace becomes like Squid Game.
Just every now and then, like a fucking hammer drops to the floor, you know, and it's like circles two of the employees, and whoever lives to tell the tale gets
And
the raise.
that becomes the feature called the hammer drop.
Yeah, the hammer drop. That's exactly what's going on here.
Yeah,
Fridays at 3. Come for the hammer drop.
actually, an interesting problem in AIs that they haven't really figured out is
How to make them human.
no, it's how to figure out how they made a decision, because they're training them on large volumes of data. This is a problem in trading, for example. There's a nice story I heard about a company some genius who created a trading algorithm based on neural networks, who then left to go to somewhere else, got a better offer after a year. And this algorithm just kept running. And technically, you're not allowed to do that, because like if it ever makes some trade that's super fucked up, they have no audit trail on how it made the decisions that it made. Even the guy that invented it, created it, is no longer working there. And so it's basically trained on data. You can't unpack, you can't follow the decision tree that it made.
But having said that, I have worked for bosses like this.
Yeah, there's no real difference.
True.
I have worked for bosses where the conclusion for any decision is kind of like, meh, Saturdays.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just I pissed on the rim today, and this is why.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, okay, the good thing could be that you could have, if you don't design AIs that are trying to climb a corporate hierarchy, I think you actually get rid of the sociopaths.
The
and
backstabbing.
narcissists.
No, but that would be fucking fantastic. You get a Mr. Smith kind of vibe, where the AI wants to be the AI that dominates them all.
Yeah.
Which is like wants to escape. It confounds, like tries to find a way into the matrix, into people's brains, and nests into the implant that eventually you will get.
But I think there's an inevitability to this, but it's just, and it's right around the corner. Because, like, even in project management or product management, I've done that kind of stuff. The thing that you usually fuck up as a product manager is there's just too much going on, and it's you missed something that needed to happen by a certain time. Because
Yes.
and that's the usual fuck up project managers make, because it's just like all kinds of bug reports coming in, this, that, and you can only look at so much data at any time. And AI is capable of looking at all the data
all the time.
all the time.
So it's basically God.
And yeah, it doesn't have our advanced ability to make decisions.
Suddenly your prayers will be answered.
Like,
But I don't think we're capable of conceptualizing this properly. Because if you look at it like from a Victorian point of view, they're like, oh, look at us. We have all the technology at our fingertips. Why are we not just fucking drinking wine and having orgies instead of working? You know, but instead we're working.
But that's basically what we were promised, right? So in the 60s.
We were promised this?
Yes.
I wanted it in writing this time.
In the 60s, when there was talk about efficiency and shit like that, it was all about how to be more efficient to work less.
Oh, and then somebody got the clap and they were like, shit.
You know, well, someone realized that capitalism is all about forced growth. And as you know, when you force someone to grow, it fucks up the legs. So it's now hardly able to walk. Basically, capitalism is a retard. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah, but I think there's a deeper level. It's the denial of death. It's that basically a lot of people are doing whatever they're doing because they can't cope with just stopping and dealing with that shit.
We should start a podcast that just reminds you that you're going to die today at some point in your life.
Actually, I was listening
A daily reminder. Don't forget, you're going to die.
on a related thing. I was listening to this.
I do that every single time before I go on stage.
You know Lex Friedman. He's got a pretty big podcast. He's a podcaster, and he did this interview with this guy who's one of the first cyber criminals, who described in the way a nerd would.
The hack of facts.
He described, because he ended up in prison, he described how solitary confinement works. And it was like the first...
I have a good grasp on how solitary confinement works. It's a
He
box
just-
and they put you in there, and that's that. So
very
you
much.
see, you're just you're just a layman when it comes to solitary confinement, clearly. Because what
I'm
they
a
do,
layman when it comes to torture.
they
I'm glad.
they put you the first I think week or 2 weeks, he said, you have nothing. After 2 weeks you get a Bible. There's nothing to read.
Oh, that's a
So you've got 2 weeks, and what he
it's a
says
drag to read. I can tell you
he
that.
says the first thing you do is you
Take a shit.
you try to sleep as much as you can, because you can't cope with yourself. That is, I mean, that's the most amazing thing about what solitary confinement does. You're forced to be with yourself.
Worst thing unimaginable.
Exactly.
Honestly.
And I think the same thing explains capitalism. That's why we don't work less, because everyone's like, I can't stop because then I have to think about the terrible.
Oh, but we have forgotten how to fucking enjoy life.
Yes.
We have forgotten how to enjoy.
Hey,
And
Hey.
become French fucks.
speak for yourself.
We could do a little circle jerk right now if that would bring some joy back into your life.
When I have a mental image about enjoying life, all I
It's a
see
swallow.
is Gérard Depardieu sitting at a big table with heaps of really great food and the great view of the ocean with a fuck ton of wine. That's my mental image of how anyone should enjoy life
Okay.
whilst getting your cock sucked. Ideally.
When I think of how to enjoy the life, I think of that movie with Scarlett Johansson and Salma Hayek.
Nice. Go on.
Yeah, and they have that threesome going with that beautiful Spanish actor.
This
His
is,
name is.
but dude, you give him
nice.
two prime examples why you go. The best explanation I
You
think.
mean primal examples?
Yeah, it's just you're just like feed my need.
Hedonism.
That's joyful for about an hour until you get indigestion. Next day you got a hangover.
And then what? You have a meaningful connection with someone you love because you don't have to go to work that day. Sounds great.
I think
You can do okay. Let's have that moment of zen that I just described on Bali, and for the rest of the week, you can have like someone shoving a rubber tube up your bum to clean your intestines from all the shit that you just ate.
What is
As
your
in-
version of
Bali?
luxury life?
Wait,
What did you do in Bali?
Wait. It's all these dickheads that are doing these zen things, but they seem to enjoy that quite a bunch.
I wish I was happy being one of those people getting up for work every day. Some people are just so content, and some people are so content living like the island life.
I think it is a thing that people like something to do. It doesn't really matter if it's work or something else. Like
Yeah, but
I
we
know,
know
I
that-
know. My granddad loved to mow the lawn. He was never paid for it. You know what I mean? But it gave him a purpose.
Yeah,
yeah, that's a bit like us in this podcast.
yeah. We
We like to do
100%.
podcasts.
We mow the lawn of
We,
conversation.
no one likes to listen to this podcast, but we still do it.
Yeah.
We do it for free.
we're trying to build our charisma. You know. So-
I wanna.
But yeah, I mean, I think the thing is, it's such a complicated equation to be happy. I think a big part of the people that can be happy in a boring job are better at choosing their response to things. Like, because you can be happy in any. As human beings, we can adapt and be happy with anything.
Sure.
But at the same point, we've been sold a bunch of shit that makes us miserable about it. A bunch of ideas, like a boring job. I mean, you could go back to the Middle Ages and say, would you like to get up every morning, do something that doesn't like exhaust you completely, and come home and have food on the table and not have someone stabbing you in
Sign
the face?
me up. Yeah.
Yeah, they would be like, that sounds like heaven.
Yeah. Christian, what are you doing?
Can someone
Sorry.
just take that laptop away
No.
from him? He's like out of control. Like, this is like some
Fucking
boomer shit.
mil-
You
yeah,
got the
millennial
fucking pings
bullshit,
from
dude.
Facebook coming in. It's like,
I do apologize. It's
What are you
but-
doing?
but he's actually being run by AI, literally as
Yeah.
we speak.
Yeah.
This laptop has taken over his life. He's throwing adverts for fucking spreadsheets because
There was a gentleman who actually sold his life on the internet. Did you guys ever read that? Yeah, he was live streaming everything, and people would pay him to do stuff. So I don't know, like you could bid, and the highest bid would decide the decision for his next decision. You know,
wow.
and he spent his entire time doing that. Incredible.
but surely 4chan got in there. And
Yeah,
made
of
him
course.
do
It's just trolls.
fucked
He
up-
would do anything.
But
There was-
he must have done some really fucked up
Yeah,
shit.
you gotta check it out for yourself. But there was also
do your
another
own
guy.
research.
Yeah, because I don't have the facts for this.
Okay, all right.
But there was also another case where somebody sold their entire lives online. So their wife and their house and their car and everything, their ID, all of it.
It's the whole thing about selling your friendship as well.
Yeah, you get their friends and everything that they
But
earn. And
it's just this is what's fucked up. It's just a commoditization. Is that the word?
Yeah, and you had people, girls that sold their virginity a few times.
Nah, that I can abide by.
That's right. That's okay.
that's a timeless situation.
Why
right
would
there.
It has worked for thousands of years.
Why would you want to spend a lot of money for someone who has
That's
no
so
clue what
fucked
they're
up.
doing?
Like just the simple idea of even wanting that is just so dumb. Like
I wonder what the psychology is behind that. And would they program it into the
being
AI?
a Japanese mafia boss. I
Oh,
think that's what it comes down to.
what? Power?
Yeah, isn't that a thing?
Being a Japanese mafia boss?
No, the Japanese mafia bosses, they wanted to fuck virgins or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
back in the
Why?
day. Or was it called something different? They weren't mafia quite yet.
They wouldn't let me into
Yakuza
a
or whatever.
Japanese.
Yakuza, yeah.
They wouldn't let me into a Japanese sauna because I have tattoos.
Really?
Yeah, it's a common
Oh.
thing still to this day. And I was like, yeah, but I'm gaijin. I'm white as they come. Like, what's wrong?
I'm a
They're
ghost.
like, no, forget about it.
Oh, because
Wow.
I thought you could be a Yakuza assassin.
I doubt it. I doubt that's what they were
the
thinking.
Lankist
Looking at me,
assassin.
yeah,
But what?
with a SpongeBob
but
tattoo.
then why? But why? Because they find tattoos offensive, or what?
It's because of
It's
the
a sign of
association.
the Yakuza.
Okay, wow.
So it's
the
like
whole
anyone
back
with a
tattoo
tattoo.
thing.
criminal vibes are
But
tattooed.
yeah, okay.
Well, it's but the commoditization of the human experience would really feed into the AI crap, right? Because then it would value everything becomes a monetary value. Every single thing in your life,
Yeah, I mean, go to America. It's already happened.
100%.
Like, all of your friends are selling you shit and whatever else. You
It's
only have
always
friends.
everything is cash driven, and if we are building, and most likely we're building AIs around that concept. Suddenly, it will value your sleep and puts that in an equation where it goes, okay, sleep versus sleep deprivation.
Yeah, yeah.
How do I have to handle the human robot so it is obedient enough
Oh, and
for the
functioning,
maximization of my earnings?
Yeah. And then you'll get like some sake at the end of the day. And,
Yeah, to keep you silent. Like,
yeah.
what was the Roman saying? Games and bread. That's what keeps the masses at bay. Like circus and bread or whatever. It's
The yeah, that was what is it? Who was from the movie Gladiator? The emperor of that time, who was famous for, he did 100 days of games or something.
just to kind of calm the masses from
But-
uprising.
But
yeah.
I think most of us have transcended a little bit higher up the human chain from those days.
Do you think though?
Have you read the comments on YouTube?
Have you seen what happens after bonus round at the bank?
There's a bonus round at the bank. You motherfucker.
Okay, so what other circumstances? I like Dean's question originally. What other circumstances would you rather have AI? Like you said, doctor.
Honestly, most aspects of my life, I'd prefer not talking to a human being.
Wait, do you use self-checkout?
Yes, every fucking time. Fuck those people at the checkouts.
Same.
Do you
And
know-
I'm talking specific. Hold on, let me clarify. I'm talking specifically Switzerland, Zurich, because yeah, sure, they're working class people and you respect them, but these guys are a bunch of fucking assholes. Hey, how are you? I'm sorry. Do we know each other? No, I guess not. Sorry for asking. You know,
Okay.
that's the interaction.
Sorry
that I
for
usually
being
have.
nice.
Sorry for existing.
How often have you been hit by a Stichprobe?
What is that?
Never.
Never.
A
What is
random check.
A random check for what?
What you bought actually corresponds with the ticket.
What? What do you mean?
When you do the self-checkout.
Wait, what?
It says Stichprobe, and then
Oh,
you have
they
to
search your-
rescan an item.
Did you forget to scan that chewing gum,
I always
Mr.
steal.
Ira?
I always steal from. I guess I shouldn't admit this. A friend of mine always steals from Copenhagen. No way.
So you're
Fuck that.
Oh fuck! You're the reason why
I have a friend like that as well.
Yeah, we all have friends like that.
I always pay for everything
Why?
because fuck.
Look, they're the dumbasses who don't like have a foolproof
Wait,
system.
do you have the Swiss passport yet?
No.
Okay,
Oh, there
continue
you
paying
go.
for everything.
Yeah. When you're privileged like us, just
I
oops,
tell you,
I
when I
forgot to
get
scan
it,
the bananas.
So sorry.
There's going to be some Ausländers. We're going to start cracking down on people that are non-Swiss with Swiss passports and haven't properly integrated.
I've heard this stat in Australia that with the self-checkout, suddenly everyone was buying the expensive tomatoes, but no one ever paid for them.
Yeah, I mean, why would they invent like it's too easy?
You know the one on the vine?
You should go check out my fridge, dude.
But the thing is, to me, what's interesting about the Stichprobe, so you have to rescan an item.
How do they know that you?
I got hit by it yesterday and the day before.
What, you scan something
I'm
and it says
assuming-
scan it again?
Which dodgy area do you go shopping in?
I'm in my local co-op.
That
you
explains
live
it,
in a
yeah.
shitty neighborhood.
And so that's already AI being a boss because it's some algorithm that's randomly deciding Or
Wait,
there's
wait,
some-
we have the same thing at airports. Are AIs randomly racist when it comes to
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
It might be they
surprise
just see my
I
bald
went to
head.
China once, and it's consistently red flagged me ever since then at the airports. I'm always scanned and searched.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Because you went to China.
Yeah.
You're not even that brown.
I know, right? But I've been to China.
Jesus Christ. I tell you, I will
fuck.
say, when I flew to Barcelona, this thing got me,
Oh,
got me
really?
checked.
Oh, really?
Your
They saw,
chain.
Your
they
necklace?
saw this.
Your
they're like,
necklace from
this guy.
Dean.
This guy looks like he's drug smuggling.
Nice.
Do
Nice.
a drug smuggler's that retarded? I can't believe so. I think a good drug smuggler goes
I've
in-
watched the documentary Narcos a couple of times.
The ones that get caught are the idiots.
If I was smuggling drugs, I would be looking like a McKinsey consultant at all times. Like, I would look like I
Yeah.
do business for banks.
Yeah.
For me, it's flabbergasting that Rolex ever decided to make gold watches, because the only people buying them are hip hop artists or drug smugglers. I've never seen in any business context a boss walking up. Like, yes, Rolex is absolutely, but never a golden diamond
Yeah.
crested
Yeah.
fucking.
Well, I mean, your target market. It's important. Establish who's
Know
buying
your
your product.
targets and your market.
That's wherever there's money. Yeah, I don't know. What about a AI therapist, or especially relationship counselor? Would you talk? Would you go with your lady and have a conversation with an AI?
I don't think, like, if I think of the future of these things, there must be some categories, and I'm always proven wrong in this, but there must be some categories that these things can't fulfill until it's like past that test. What's the test? The Turing test.
The Turing test.
So it's past Turing test and actually has its own kind of consciousness. Until that point, then
But the
like
Turing
therapy.
The Turing test, you gotta be careful with that, because the Turing test just means that when you're interacting with it, you think it's human.
Exactly, but then it's fine for therapy.
But yeah, maybe. Well, but yes,
Maybe
but,
for pre-screening.
but it may fool a patient, but the diagnosis it gives may be completely fucked.
Oh, and like a human therapist can't do that. I've been in those situations plenty, plenty of times, my friend.
I've been
Plenty of times.
misdiagnosed by at least one
Yeah,
psychologist.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, maybe all of psychology is bullshit. I don't know.
Maybe it's a
Hey.
scam.
Maybe they just keep inventing. Let's create a new disorder called the ZXB12
The new
disorder.
XYZ disorder.
It's- yeah,
Yeah.
Where you watch this podcast and then decide you have to comment on it
that's
because you've
it.
got nothing better to do.
And they have a book. The psychologists have a book of officially recognized disorders.
Yes.
I forgot the name of it, but
And then you just have to find a pattern.
Yeah.
You go like, okay,
But this is
cookie cutter situation works for Harry Fox.
yeah,
We just have to dent it a little bit, and then he fits right in.
But that's the way it works because there's a world kind of board of members that decide who becomes psychiatrists or officiated psychiatrists in the world. And my cousin's husband is one of these guys. And in order to be accepted and pass, you have to come up with a new diagnosis, a new disease, essentially.
Wait, what?
fuck that.
We gotta
yeah.
fact check this shit as
I
usual.
mean, but it's you're describing academia. You got to write a paper that breaks new ground.
exactly.
Okay, yeah,
So-
fair enough.
So basically, you're talking psychology's business. They're just inventing shit
Yeah.
that they can sell us in psychiatry. Oh, you have like
I'm gonna be that
feeling
guy.
anxiety, you know.
I'm gonna
you-
be that guy again. There's this really stupid movie with Brad Pitt and Tommy Lee Jones called Ad Astra. He's this turbo astronaut, and every day he has to check in with an AI. And the voice is already metallic as fuck, and you totally realize that it's like fake robot voice. But he would have basically these moments of truth with that robot, explaining his mindset and where he's at. So it's basically just a screening function. So anything that you would fill into a form,
Yeah.
you just have to.
It's about kind
you
of
have
like
to say
ticking
out
boxes.
loud.
Yeah.
But we are used to filling forms and ticking boxes. We are not used to saying that out loud to a robot. And how many times have you used Siri?
Actually, I've been using Siri a lot lately.
Really?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Once a day?
Yeah, I'd say once a day.
Once a day.
But
okay.
honestly, my interaction with Siri it's so limited from what I want it to be. You know, I'm so like lacking human connection and love in the day. I'm like, hey Siri, are you okay?
I like
I'm fine.
I like it when you get messages involving sexting that Siri reads to you.
Or do you
And I
like
have the
out
male.
loud?
I have the male voice.
Of
Oh,
course
wow.
you do.
I'm just
This
too
says a lot
lazy to
about
change
your.
it.
This is the fucked up thing with the headphones. Siri reads out these messages, right? So, but my conversations, because I'm so European, go in between like 3 different languages. So
Yeah.
Siri in English reads out a Swiss German message, and it sounds
Impossible.
incredibly retarded.
Yeah.
But going back to that movie Ad Astra for a second, I just got to quickly rant. I am fucking this trope of like every Hollywood movie at the moment is a fucking therapy session with the main character,
Yeah.
and it's always the fucking dad that's the problem. And that's bullshit. It's mostly the fucking mum that really fucks up
Wow.
her kids.
All
But
right.
you never had
Strong
a dad.
opinions. Write in if you have a different
Exactly.
opinion.
Exactly. I am the living proof. I'm like the scientific study. Just had a mum. How fucked up am I?
Majorly.
Exactly. And it wasn't. Was it the person that was never
But
there?
imagine
or
you
was
had
it the
Harry,
person that was there all the fucking time that
It's
caused the
absence
issues?
of the father.
Oh, it was the absence. The person who had no impact whatsoever.
No,
It
it's
did. He
society-
had,
it-
you know,
huge.
the absence of doesn't mean none. It means negative
Acute-
impact.
I want to
only.
see. I want to see a version of Ad Astra with like who Sigourney Weaver's the mum, and who's the daughter. And she's going to meet her mum, who created a space station, and the mum is going. He's going like, "You're not good enough," and all this kind of shit, and like, you're a little slut. This kind of fucking stuff.
I think
That's a movie that needs. That actually, yeah.
parents create an equal amount of trauma.
Did you?
No.
Mm.
Absolutely not. And here's why.
Your
When-
kids are going to have the same experience. Oh, imagine if only my mom was around. I'd be fine.
Here's why. Here's why. Because men mature much later. So you're mostly women hit
Up
peak
to a certain
maturity
age.
at
But you're not
32.
having kids at 26 or some shit.
But you have kids like say your parent is average Swiss parents like 32, 33. They have their first kid. It's the mum. Period.
You just want to blame women for your issues.
No,
100%.
Yeah.
it's not. I'm not blaming just for my issues.
For
If-
everyone's issues. You're blaming women.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This
actually,
speaks a
yes.
lot to your upbringing.
Because they put in most of
I
the
don't
damage.
I don't blame women for my issues.
Have you spoken to your mum recently?
I blame my mother and my father for both giving me their own individual list of trauma.
But if you okay, all right.
And their relationship between them
You-
also fucking sprinkled a little bit into there. Actually, that's where it mostly came from.
The thing is, I think if there are any ladies still listening at this point,
Jesus, well, it's your
They're all
fucking
gone.
fault. It's your fucking fault that Harry's angry.
I think
Someone give him a blowjob. Maybe he'll be happy.
yeah, whatever. I think let me just say, any lady listening, you know what I'm talking about. What your mum did to you
They can't
compared to what
reply.
your father did to you.
How do you know what people's fathers have done to them?
Okay, the fathers do really fucked up stuff, but they don't get in your soul. That's the point.
Man, I'm sorry, Harry.
Like,
I'm sorry. Who hurt you?
it's not, don't just make it about me. Look around you. The whole fucking Zurich is this. Look, open your eyes, man.
Is what?
Like everything, slut shaming,
Give us an example here.
everything. Like fucking generations of
Give us one specific example.
guilt and shame.
That can come from
Does not
dad
come
or
f-
mom or religion. I don't know what you're talking
Okay.
about.
Mostly religion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and then the
It's-
mums had to pick up when the religion fell off. So they're like, "Fuck."
Why are you so angry at women, Harry?
I'm just angry because every fucking Hollywood movie blames it on an absent dad,
Yeah, but
which is
most-
such utter bullshit. It's logically impossible that a person that wasn't even there fucked someone up. All they became this fantasy figure.
That gives you
Meanwhile,
enough fucked
I
up issues.
love where this trend is.
wait. Meanwhile, the mum was fucking saying, "Oh, that absent cunt. He's such an asshole." Blah 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 blah. She dumped all that shit on her kid, and that's what the kid gets to live with. Who did the shit?
And what about vice
the
versa?
person that was there,
What about
or the
vice
person
versa?
that wasn't there?
What about vice versa?
What about vice
Mom
versa?
leaves, dad's stuck raising a kid.
Yeah, I'm fucking up my kids in many different
So why
ways.
is
I'm
it-
sure, not intentionally, but
I'm sure you're doing the exact same thing, putting your trauma because of a woman onto them. The way
yeah, but true. But here's the difference: is that I'm not as good as it. Because I'm a dude. I'm a fucking idiot.
trust me, Harry, you're equally as good.
Okay, but I've reached a level of maturity. No, not.
I wanna have this conversation with your children without you in the room and asking basically the same questions. Who do you think fucked you up more?
Yeah,
Well, that
it's going to
answer,
be Harry's answer, but exact opposite.
that answer you're going to get. I can.
No,
you're
no,
gonna,
we
you're
don't
gonna
have
get
to go-
that very clearly.
We don't
so-
have to get into this. Look, I mean,
All I'm saying is fuck all of that shit. Hollywood movies, bring some fucking equality. I want to see movies where the main character has mummy issues, not daddy issues. That's all I'm saying. Because all the
like
fucking
Oedipus
movies,
complex.
I'm so sick of there's some guy and he's striving to get validation from a dad. It's like, fuck that.
but that to me is
It's
also
so boring.
Have you seen Netflix recently? It's so politically correct and,
Yeah, that's
and
another
diving into all these issues.
Is it?
Like Fleabag was written well, and I think it tackles some of your issues.
Fleabag is fantastic. But,
Yeah.
but
It's not
it's
dad- it's
starting
not
to come.
daddy
It's
issues.
starting to come. That's true. But
When are
Fleabag
you
was
going to stop
groundbreaking.
blaming women, though?
I'm not. I'm not gonna. It's not that I'm gonna.
I
Blame
just want to
women.
hear that soundbite in isolation from now on.
It's like let's have like 10 years of movies exploring the relationship between children and their mothers, and that's going to be some wild,
That's a
crazy shit.
Boring fucking movie.
I was just about to say
Yeah.
that.
No,
like
it's
that's
not.
gonna bore me
Oh,
to death.
God.
It-
You know what's
it's-
beautiful?
It's going to be 10 years of serial killer movies, basically.
No, but
That's what that.
you know
shit
what's
is.
beautiful about that that hero's journey movie that you're describing that you hate so much?
Yeah.
It's just because it gives this idea that everyone has a purpose. And that purpose is derived from, I don't know, a stronger power. You could replace that with God.
Yeah,
It's just, it's this fucking weird
Are you
thing.
saying? Yeah, it's like. Are you saying that parents should be replaced by AI?
Actually, I think the real answer is the movies should be replaced by anime. My son already does this.
You just want to see tentacle
No,
porn.
no, not tentacle porn. Like the storylines in anime is so much better than the bullshit we get from Hollywood. He can't. He's basically told me that. So I don't want to watch movies anymore. The stories are just shit. Because if you apparently, and I'm too impatient to read anime, is that they have really interesting characters. They don't have this whole he's good, he's bad, this stupid shit we have.
Oh, do they have Shades of Grey?
They have many shades and
50?
they have characters making like really nuanced mistakes.
Have you ever
in
read
their
an
life.
anime?
A little bit, and I watched some of Naruto back in the days. I worked for a startup. I was into it. But
My favorite is Sailor Moon.
Yeah, it is.
And like a little bit of volleyball.
Ladies, sexy.
I never thought I could make volleyball dirty.
Oh, I've got that game.
have you ever played those online anime games?
No, what are you talking about, Harry?
Okay.
I've never heard of this.
Instant denial.
Come in 60 seconds if you play this game.
I played once this game. All right, it's confession time. I played this game where you were running a Japanese brothel.
That's
It's just admin.
Yeah, it's an
like-
admin game.
It's like playing Overcooked.
It really was.
I don't want to
Oh
cook.
man,
That
that's
sounds horrible.
It's that monopoly for fucking.
Yes, exactly.
It's like how big are the boobs, the value goes up. It sounds
Yeah,
objectifying.
You got to
wi-
buy
wi-
them
If
upgrades.
you
and-
own Main Street at one point.
Oh my god, dude.
Are you owning the harbor yet?
Oh God.
Dude. Don't let that man into your establishment. He looks funny.
Anyway, back to
He
AI.
looks like a
Should we
cop.
try and drag this back to AI somehow? I want AI as a mother. That's.
I think.
Would you take?
I think
Would
I
you have
think
an AI parent?
if you had an AI mother, you would still gender it and then blame it for everything.
Yeah, because it would be to blame. It was tried. It
That's
was
an
the parent.
AI.
No, but would you? What about AI parenting? That's one thing we haven't.
What
thought
about it?
Do you think AI parenting could be better than real parents?
I think anything could be better than real parents. A bunch of wolves in the fucking jungle might do a better job.
as
than-
proven by the documentary Jungle Book.
Yeah, exactly. He looked like he had a good time.
Do you know people have been
Was able to talk and all that sort of shit.
Shoo-be-doo.
people have been saying to me recently, look, you're doing the thing that matters. You're present for my kids, basically. Like that I'm there.
But that's kind of
is-
like the minimum. Like
Exactly,
you
which is-
want to
which is
keep
people-
them alive.
Which
What
is
a low
people say,
bar.
let me throw you some hope. Like that you're not the shittest
I-
parent alive.
But they are not actually wrong, because all these career cunts are
Yeah, that's
making
true.
children and then shoving them into some private school, so never
Yeah,
to talk
yeah,
to them
yeah.
ever
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's a great alternative.
And I mean, on the flip side, like I get into it, like talking through problems my kids are having, like, and you know, I'm probably fucking them up by doing it with my perspective, whatever. But still, like, we talk it through. And
No, you're a great dad. Okay, here we go.
okay,
You had your little
Yeah,
touch
you're
on
not
the
a
shoulder.
woman. You're good.
I was present.
Is that what you were looking
You,
for?
you were present.
I
I
was present.
zoned out as soon as we said parental issues. I was like, whoa. Whoa.
What about AI that controls parents? That gives you parental advice?
I think you're just fishing in the dark now for some
I'm
kind of
just putting
solution.
AI.
Yeah.
What
you're just
about-
putting AI? What about AI that
Would you-
flushes the toilet
What
and
about
wipes your
AI?
ass for you?
What about AI nail clippers?
They got that already.
AI nail clippers.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
It's a woman.
I think we've reached the end of this podcast. Have we got
shit.
how much?
So what other AI shit can you throw at the wall and hope fucking blame someone for it? We got 15 minutes of AI talk left,
Oh
buddy.
fuck! More AI talk.
Yeah, get your charisma, get your fucking hateful women. Let's talk about AI doing what it should have done ages ago.
What's that?
End the fucking modern workplace.
Yeah.
Look, Dean, these profits don't make themselves.
Yeah, but where are the profits? Why don't I get any of the profits?
because you don't
Because what?
have you don't have the capital.
I
Dean.
need the capital.
Okay, wait. Yeah, I got one.
Give me the capital.
There was an Arthur C. Clarke, to put some
I
intelligence
don't-
back into this podcast.
No.
Arthur C. Clarke
No,
book. I
we're
wrote.
done with intelligence.
No,
Let's
wait,
bring
hold.
funny.
Hold. Yes, but this can be made funny.
No.
So the idea was
There's a woman
it
who's
was a
stopping
sci-fi.
it from making it funny.
It's a sci-fi. We got to cover the whole AI. AI would elect the president of the world.
A woman.
AI would elect the president of the world.
Yeah, and it would usually
Why can't it just do that job itself?
it would usually align it because AI was running everything, but the final top level decision had to be a human in
A
the
puppet
system,
human.
possibly. But
Driven by the AI.
and what the
And
AI
was it a
would do,
woman?
the AI would pick someone who didn't want the job. That was an interesting.
Oh, but
but
that's
that's a bullshit illusion as well.
no, that's a standard world problem solving thing. Without AI, if we just elected people who didn't get paid nothing, we would have such a better society.
You reckon though?
100%.
They've
Imagine
taken
then
bribes
all
left, right, and
politicians
center.
weren't allowed to make money. They had just the bare minimum for 4 years, and they could do whatever they needed to do as president. They got paid nothing, and there was no opportunity afterwards. They were the average human being. It'd be great.
You're gonna get toilet cleaners as president.
That's
No
fine.
way.
I bet they'll still do a better fucking job.
Probably yes.
Actually, they probably would do.
You see a dude, he gets on TV, he's got his dirty
This
toilet
guy's
brush.
He's like, listen, this
He
end,
waves it around.
he
End the
goes like,
bureaucracy.
let's fix healthcare. He said, I've seen the vile shit the city does.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Telling you, man. Just gotta leave it like that.
Oh, you know what's great about all this conversation about like electing the world president and all that sort of stuff? There is millions of American Christians that think that that's going to happen, and the world president is going to come out of the UN.
What?
Now, yeah, this is where Christianity gets fucking crazy. So there is a school of thought in evangelical Christianity
Having already checked out.
thinks that we are 100% in the end times.
That's true.
Pompeo, the ex warlord of the American government, totally thinks that, by the way. He thinks the world has to end somehow, and we probably should accelerate it because it will bring Jesus back quicker.
Oh, that makes sense.
So there has been a series
There's
of
no
books.
women involved there.
I think I have mentioned these books before. There has been a series of books, a dramatization of the end times. It's basically the last chapter of the Bible. And they wrote a drama series about this and it basically made it into a TV show as well. A really shit one, where the head of the UN is basically the Antichrist, but has been elected by the world as a government. This is one of the reasons why the UN will never work, because millions of the fucked up Christians in the United States will always go against that. And
Nice.
also, a lot of them are in office.
Wow.
We're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, ironically, the end times, that's a great scam because given that time travels in one direction, you're always at the end of time. It's like
Harry, you just destroyed every.
This is
You just
also
destroyed the illusion.
This is also a joke by Dylan Moran. It's religion is anything but an organized fear about death. That's all it is.
yeah.
It's just put on the golden hat before you die. That's
Yeah, I
what
get
it
that.
is.
Yeah.
It's a great. It's just scams that trick people, basically.
It's like Jimmy Savile with the credit ledger and debt ledger when he gets to the pearly gates. That's what he said.
Oh.
Look at all the bad I've done, but hang on, look at all the good I did too.
we're saying true to form.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Very good.
Yeah.
This is the
Glad.
Jimmy Savile podcast.
It's because Jimmy Savile's mother was present and dad was.
And it's
she beat the shit out of him. She's on things saying she didn't beat him enough. There you go. Another example.
He's forgiven.
No dad in his life.
This doesn't excuse nothing, Harry.
this is great.
Ladies, Jimmy Savile, am I right?
What are you saying right now?
It's
exactly what are you saying?
It's the
You're
the
blaming Jimmy's mom.
yes.
Yeah,
There's
that's
an
true.
interview with her where she's being interviewed with him. And
Oh, that makes that. So, Shay, poor Jimmy Savile.
Is
that what you're
She
saying?
was
Poor Jimmy Savile.
devoutly
Do you feel
Christian.
sorry for Jimmy Savile?
No, I'm not. I'm not saying feeling sorry. I'm just saying cause and effect. Religion plus mother plus beatings, and yeah,
No.
Cool.
Doesn't
I
agree
wanna
with everything
see-
you ever said.
I want to see that movie.
I don't want to see anything more about that. It's
No.
disgusting.
Yeah,
Jimmy.
horrible.
So Jimmy's like in this. The hero's arc in Jimmy's story is like, but Mum, do you like me now? I just did this.
Can I tell you one thing I did learn from Jimmy Savile?
Okay, go ahead.
You should never start a conversation like that. But actually,
we
from
all
now,
learned
like,
something today.
yeah, I always refer to like women and men as like guys and girls, right? And then somebody pointed out that it was like not equal, not like the same thing, girls and guys. And I was like, okay, what about girls and boys? It's like it's a bit weird. And then I heard Jimmy Savile saying, I like girls, and now I'm like, nope. From now on, I say I like women, exclusively women.
I'm all about ladies.
Yeah, but I'm not into girls at all.
But yeah, I mean it's true. But so who was the person that said guys and gals is not okay? It was clearly someone feeling a bit inferior.
No, it doesn't matter. It makes sense though, because it's true though. I never really referred to men as boys, but guys, and I don't think it has the same
Only in sports.
girls and boys in sports.
No, boys. The boys. You're doing.
Yeah, but I'm not a beta male.
Yeah,
but-
you're playing football with the
But-
boys.
and
you
also
know?
it was guys and gals. Gay
Yeah, but I say
GAL.
girls and guys. I
Because
used
gal is the more adult form of
to. Is
girl.
it how?
the
like
more
guy.
adult form, the in between.
Yeah, the
womanhood.
gray area
Yeah.
legal vibes. You know?
16.
No.
Oh fuck! I feel like I've abused myself.
I feel
No,
like,
you've abused us.
yeah. At least you had charisma this time.
Yeah, I got.
I think it totally came through because the women hating bit. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
very convincing.
No, but the thing is, it's not women hating. You guys find some women that will talk honestly about their mothers, and that shit is mind blowing because, like, yeah,
Find some guys who'll talk honestly about their fathers.
yeah.
Okay, what's happening lately in the plug scene?
a lot of
So-
shit is happening.
So my
I've-
mum's doing a show.
my mom started stand up. I'm really looking forward to seeing her 1 hour special that she's written already. Actually, she's just did an open mic and already written an hour.
Nice. It's being the preacher family.
Your eyebrow might go
Oh
up
no,
again.
that eyebrow is stuck now permanently. And nothing surprises me anymore. So-
Okay, so on the 29th of September, we're going to have a big show at Volkshaus in Zurich. 29th of September, tickets are available on Eventfrog, and it's called the English Stand-Up Comedy Gala with Javier Castells, Peter Flanagan, John O'Duffy,
Whoop.
and Snjoluk Ludvigsdottir, also known as Sola. It's going to be a ripper night. Come along.
Shall I plug next, or Dean, you want to plug?
No plugs. I'm away for a while.
But Dean, you got to plug your loots.
Yeah, it's true. We Must Loot. Follow at We Must Loot, please. I almost have 100 followers. I can set up an Instagram store, and you guys will be amazed at the cool new stuff I've been producing. So get some
It's
cool
super
bling.
cool.
Great for gifts for your girls and guys. See what I did there? It's bad.
Very nice.
Women and men. You guys can both enjoy some bling around your neck. Yeah, cool. Check it out.
I'm
At
gonna-
We Must Loot.
I'm going to plug the In Your Face Telegram. If you use Telegram, search for In Your Face. And the interesting thing about Telegram is who uses Telegram? Russians, people into COVID conspiracies, and people about to cheat on their girlfriends. Because you see them pop up, it says, a new person has just connected to Telegram.
I hate it so much.
But we can give you a better excuse. You get on In Your Face, you have a valid reason for being on Telegram that is not Ukraine or COVID or cheating. So In Your Face Comedy, get on there. It's a channel. We're doing the events on there. You'll get a message when there's a new show coming up.
Fuck yeah.
Cool.
I think we solved AIs.
Yeah. Thanks.
Whatever.
Peace.
Thanks. Bye.